Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home and welcome to My Messy Kitchen. We have a real treat planned for you tonight. We are coming to you and we're going to show you our favorite way to have Taco Tuesday, and it is with these wonderful Loco Taco Bowls. Y'all, isn't that gorgeous? Not only are we going to talk to you about this beautiful presentation, but we also have two recipes for you. One for your own homemade taco seasoning and another for this glorious, glorious Mexican dressing that we put all over everything. And y'all, there's no end to the possibilities that you have by making your taco bowls this way. So stay tuned. We're going to show you how we put it all together. Okay, for an inexpensive and easy taco seasoning, we make our own, and I just wanted to share with you really quickly how we did that. And if you're like me, these are all pantry staples that you probably already have. So first I have a container set aside because this makes a good little bit and I like to keep it on hand, and I'll tell you how to use it in just a minute. But first we start with 2 tablespoons of chili powder, and that is going to be the bulk of your color and your flavor right there. So that's why it calls for 2 tablespoons. Then we add in 1.5 teaspoons of smoked paprika, and this just gives it like a really, really good smoky flavor. And adds just a little bit of pop of red to that to not make it quite so dark. Then we add 1 teaspoon each of garlic powder and onion powder. Now I have to tell y'all a little story. So I somehow came across a lot of small bottles of onion powder, and they were taking up a lot of space in my cabinet. I moved them to the pantry. That didn't work good because I forgot I had them and ended up buying some more. So we used all of like some fish seasoning, and I emptied the container and washed it and put all those small bottles of onion powder into this fish seasoning bottle and wrote on it with a Sharpie onion. So you'll probably see this in a lot of pictures and in a lot of my videos, and it's very elementary, but it works, okay? So we've got 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, not garlic salt, and 1 teaspoon of onion powder in my wonky container. Then we're gonna add in about 1 teaspoon of salt and about 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. So you don't need a ton of pepper in this because you've got that chili powder. Now this is what you would consider if you bought in the store a mild taco seasoning. You could add like 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes to this to give it a little kick if you wanted to. You could also add some cayenne pepper if you wanted to. But if you're not a fan of hot stuff, then leave it just like this. This will be your traditional mild taco seasoning. And how we use this is for every pound of meat, you're going to use about 1.5 tablespoons of this. So see, we've probably got three or four servings of it right here. So I'm going to pour it, see if I can do it without making too big of a mess. Yeah, I should have done this over a paper towel. I'm going to pour it in my container, and there I am good to go for a good little while. I keep this on hand, and it saves me a good bit of money at the grocery store because I already have all these seasonings anyway. So there you have it. That's how we made our own taco seasoning. We hope you'll try it too, and it'll become a pantry staple in your house as well. Now let's get back to that recipe. Okay, so we have browned our meat, and I'm using lean ground beef. anytime we make tacos, we try to use like a very lean ground beef, like 93%. That way you don't have to drain off as much fat. But we drain it the same way anyway, and then we add it back to our pan. Now, at this point, we want to go to probably about medium heat, and then we are going to add in a half a cup of water. This is standard. Even if you bought a taco kit, it's going to tell you to do this because this is steaming the flavor into the meat. We've browned it. No need for salt or pepper. Just brown it, drain it, and then return it to the pan. Then we're going to take about 1.5 tablespoons of that taco seasoning that we made that's got all of what you need in it. There's no need whatsoever to add anything else unless you wanted a hot component. Then we just stir everything up with that water and that seasoning, and it's no different than what you get in the kit, except for you know exactly what all's in it because you put that seasoning together. So at about medium heat, you might bump it up to high if you're in a hurry. You just allow that liquid to cook away. And it doesn't take long because that is some pretty good seasoning that we have. You're just steaming that flavor into the meat. And the water just kind of helps speed that up. Makes a seasoning slurry in a way to where it infuses all that flavor into your meat. Now you'll see my liquid has like reduced by a little more than half. So it's not going to be long now. This takes less than 5 minutes. So if you're feeding a large crowd, man, tacos and this Loco Taco Bowl, they are the way to go. Because you can do this, I mean, there's so much of this you can do ahead of time, and then all you've got to do is just kind of reheat your meat and put everything together, and it's fabulous. All right, we are almost there. All right, so my liquid is just about gone. So I'm going to allow this to simmer for just a few more minutes, and then I'm going to let it cool, and then we'll plate it up and show you how we serve it. So stay with us. All right, now here is our no-fail, delicious dressing for this Loco Taco Bowl, which is kind of in a way for taco salad. So that's why we refer to it as dressing. So we want to start with our dry components in some kind of vessel that you can kind of whisk everything together. I like using a measuring cup. In this case, I'm using a gravy measuring cup that has a little hole on the bottom so I can drizzle it over the top of my salad contents. But use whatever you have. A mixing bowl is fine. So the first thing that we add in is going to be a teaspoon of chili powder. And then we add in a half a cup of taco sauce. And I just like using store-bought. So that goes right in. Well, I said dry first, but I went ahead and added the taco sauce. Then we want to add in a teaspoon of onion powder. It's not going to hurt anything. We'll add the oils in last, the oils and the vinegars in last. And then a teaspoon of garlic powder. And these are just traditional flavors that are more or less found in that taco seasoning that we showed y'all how to make. So you have a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. We have also went ahead and added a half a cup of just store-bought taco sauce. And now we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Yes, red wine vinegar. It keeps the color And there's something about the red wine just gives it that smoky flavor, but the vinegar emulsifies the olive oil that we're going to be adding in as well. So vinegar is real important anytime, an acid, not just vinegar, but an acid. That can be lemon juice, it can be lime juice, anything like that, to help emulsify the olive oil or the canola oil that you're using. And then because we like it hot, we're going to add in just a few shakes of our favorite hot sauce. And that is Crystal hot sauce. We love it because it's not too hot. It's the perfect, and we're not a paid sponsor for them. And then we want to add in a half a cup of olive oil. This olive oil will break down because of the acid in that vinegar and emulsify. You can do this in a blender or a food processor if you want to, or if you've just got a whisk works fine. Now you see how it starts to thicken up? That means that that acid is breaking down the olive oil and emulsifying it. And so now you have a really good dressing to put over your Loco Taco Bowl. So stay with us and we'll show you how we use this. Okay, so simply what we have done is we have taken your normal family taco night and we have just kind of bumped it up a notch. So we have this big, beautiful serving bowl, and I like to set a bowl in the middle. That kind of helps me know how much room I have for everything. And in no way is this exactly what you have to do. This is just some of our favorite fillings that we like to do for this Loco Taco Bowl that closely resembles our regular Taco Tuesday. So I use this big serving bowl because this is a really pretty presentation, and people can take from here and make tacos. They can make a quesadilla, or they can make a taco salad out of this. And right here in the center, I have some cooked white rice. That's Big D's favorite, so that's what we have. You could certainly use brown rice, or you could use even like quinoa or another type of grain, or leave it out completely. But the creaminess and the smoothness of the rice adds a lot of very pleasing texture to the tacos. So that's one of the things that we like to add. And then I have just some prepared lettuce that I've chopped up. I've got 2 different kinds of cheese, some diced tomatoes, some black beans, of course our taco meat that we made with that homemade taco seasoning that will save you time and money. And then we have some diced green onions. So the sky is the limit here. You can make this up and it's a really beautiful presentation and have it however you want. And then the icing on the cake is that dressing we made. So you're getting like 2 recipes in one, with the homemade taco seasoning and with this glorious dressing. Now you can serve this on the side, but if it's like it's just me and Big D. So I like to take it and just drizzle it kind of over all of those ingredients because it is beautiful and it adds a lot of flavor to the whole dish. So we drizzle it over the top so that everybody gets just a little bit of it. I like to think of this as almost like a taco Caesar salad. So you're getting all that dressing all in one place. But y'all, is that not beautiful? So stay with us. We're going to wrap things up for you. So is that not gorgeous? I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. And this is perfect. I mean, even if you just want to be fancy for just 2 or 3 of you, it gives people a choice. And like the sky's the limit. And it's so much easier than doing everything for tacos in individual little bowls. Plus, we eat with our eyes first, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is our crazy or Loco Taco Bowl, and we hope you make it and that you love it as much as we do. So as usual, this recipe, like all of our others, can be found over at thebutteredhome.com. We would really, Millie's whining. She thinks if I'm talking that I should be talking to her. So we would really appreciate it if you gave us a visit over at thebutteredhome.com. Give me just a second. Hey, it's never a dull moment around here at the Buttered Home. You get the dogs, you get the chaos, you get it all. Anyway, we would love it if you would give us a visit over at thebutteredhome.com. This and so many other great recipes are there, and we have lots planned for you for the rest of this year and for next year as well. Also, if you're not already, make sure you're following us on all of our social channels. We have different content on each one, and we would love for you to be a follower of ours over at Instagram as well as Facebook. And if you're not already, and you do want all of our videos in one convenient place, head on over to YouTube and search for The Buttered Home, and be sure that you hit that subscribe button on our channel so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. Y'all, we are tickled to death to have this taco bowl for supper, so I'm not going to waste any more time. We're going to jet and go and eat, and you all have a great and wonderful night. And from The Buttered Home to your home, we love you. Bye.